Sharon, we're here at the CAL Fire Station, but take a look at this. You can see the glow on the hillside behind me. You were saying some pretty threatening things, like you were going to kill everybody on the plane. Yeah. Take a look at this massive root system of this tree that fell off of 26th and K here in downtown Sacramento. You can see behind me that the lines are clearly drawn between police and protesters.
When you have a large audience like this with people from Sacramento, and we've been fighting on these streets for a long time, the name needs to be lifted.
Mark, what happened here?
Yes, you're in a crazy scene. Take a look. We're just outside the parking garage off of 9th and L in downtown Sacramento, and you can see crews are working to clean up the aftermath of all of this and the damage. You can see there's rubble on the ground and a gaping hole in the side of the building here, and it's just been a chaotic scene for the past couple of hours. Police say that they got the call just before 8 o'clock tonight. They say a valet driver was driving a Jeep Grand Cherokee on the second story of that parking garage and was backing up to maneuver that vehicle around a space when he went a bit too far and smashed through the side of that building, landing on a bus stop canopy below. The SUV ended up on its hood and it was on the pavement below, and that valet driver was still inside. Take a look again. You can see the gaping hole in the side of the building here. People are walking by trying to get a look at all the activity here downtown. Again, fortunately, the driver in all of this, that valet driver, only sustained minor injuries, transported to the hospital as a precaution. So how could all of this happen? Well, police say that that driver simply underestimated the power of this new type of SUV. It was a Jeep Grand Cherokee, a new one, they say, and backed up too far into the side of the building. It's still undetermined at this point if alcohol or drugs were a factor in all of this, but I'm sure that'll be part of the investigation. Sharon, back to you.
Mark, that is so wild. Do we know if anyone on the ground was hurt when that car came through that building?
No one on the ground was hurt, and I mean, it's a good thing because it just happened to be timing. If somebody happened to be standing underneath that bus stop canopy or happened to be walking on the sidewalk below, they could have been seriously injured. Just fortunately, that was not the case here tonight.
That is wild.
But first, let's go to CBS 13's Marc Thompson, live from the Capitol in the thick of it all with what's happening as we speak. Mark, take it away.
Yeah, these protests have now moved to 3rd and I Street, and you can see behind me that the lines are clearly drawn between police and protesters, police making sure that this group of protesters does not get back onto the I-5 freeway like they did yesterday and shut things down, protesting the fact that Stephon Clark, a 22-year-old unarmed black man, was shot and killed by Sacramento police. It's an ongoing situation, and we're not sure at this point if this crowd plans to stay here for a while or if they're going to move to other areas of the city, especially here in downtown Sacramento. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
Mark, let me stay with you just for a second before we get to Lemoore. But the law enforcement showing restraint, not reacting in any way, shape, or form, correct?
Correct. They haven't reacted thus far, just standing here listening to protesters as they engage those officers, basically making sure that they know the name of Stephon Clark, making sure that they hear them and understand that they are serious about making sure that their voices are heard. And no justice, no peace has pretty much been the chant all day. It looks like now they are moving the protests to another area of the city. We will follow along and let you know exactly where they go. But for now, the confrontation here at 3rd and I appears to be dissipating as the protesters are moving on to a different location.
Okay, Mark, we'll let you go out and about and get some more images for us.
CBS 13's Marc Thompson is live in Yolo County. And Mark, dramatic pictures behind you. How is it looking at this hour?
Sharon, we're here at the CAL Fire Station, but take a look at this. You can see the glow on the hillside behind me as the flames continue to rage here. We're right here on the Yolo and Napa County lines. And I tell you, it was a long day for firefighters and residents forced to evacuate their homes. Residents here along County Road 63 watched with concern as flames from the Gwenda fire spread closer and closer from hillside to homes.
Well, any fire is too close, isn't it?
Even our interview interrupted as flames burst nearby. Now, from... Oh, yeah.
Take a picture of that.
Despite mandatory evacuation orders and a shelter set up at nearby Grange Hall, some chose to wait it out and do what they could to protect their property.
Well, just sprinkling a little here, I don't know. I'll have to depend on the fire department.
Firefighters facing challenging conditions as temperatures topped 100 degrees, but they continued to attack by air and on the ground.
We have weather is a huge issue, the terrain, the topography, the fuels. We're getting ready to run out of daylight, so that's going to hamper the air.
Meanwhile, residents left to watch, wait, and worry about more than just themselves.
You know, our main focus was getting horses and livestock out, and well, pretty much just trying to get all of our friends and stuff out.
And again, dramatic images here behind me, that glow on the hillside as those flames continue to rage right here on the Yolo and Napa County lines. And I can tell you that many residents, they were concerned about their property but didn't want to leave at the time. But as these flames continue to grow, CAL FIRE stresses for them to obey those mandatory evacuation orders as this fire continues to consume thousands of acres. And CAL FIRE anticipates, as you can imagine, fighting this one all night long and well into tomorrow. Sharon, back to you.
Oh, just so terrifying.
Only on CBS 13, Marc Thompson is live outside the complex with more on this unfortunate situation. Marc?
Yeah, and the timing on this could not be worse. As temperatures drop into the 30s overnight, residents here at the Parkway townhomes, they need their heat and hot water. Now, the issue lies with the apartment complex, but to their credit, they didn't run and hide when we pulled up. In fact, they took time to answer our questions, and they say they're working with residents to help resolve the issue. One apartment, 6 kids, and no heat. Boiling water on the stove in a gumbo pot just so his family can bathe is not the way Deshaun Ellison expected to celebrate the holidays. You got a lot of kids here, and it's around Christmas time, too. Correct. Does that kind of put you out a little bit?
Definitely, most definitely. It's definitely setting us back. You know, they have to go to school, and, you know, sometimes I have to put 4 of them in at one time, and the other 2 I have to wait, so I have to wait for my water to get back hot and refill the tub back up.
They've been without heat since Tuesday after a resident here at Parkway Townhomes smelled gas. PG&E determined it was a small leak falling within the apartment's responsibility, and following protocol, they shut the gas line off until the problem can be fixed.
The gas leak is so small that the leak detectors aren't able to accurately pinpoint where it is. And the system has to maintain a certain amount of pressure in order for us to have the repairs complete. And until it can hold that pressure, we can't complete the repairs.
And the earliest estimate for that is next Wednesday. In the meantime, management is doing what they can to make things at least a little more comfortable, purchasing space heaters for each of the property's residents. Or have they at least been keeping you informed?
Definitely. They put notes on the door at the end of each day at 5 o'clock. And they just give us a brief description on what's going on.
We understand and feel for the residents here. That's why we've been here all day, every day.
But with no heat and even more family headed his way, for Ellison, the struggle is very real.
Definitely inconvenient, man. It's been rough. It's been real hard.
And apartment management says part of the delay is because it's hard finding qualified workers who can fix a gas leak so close to the holiday weekend. And once the repairs are made, the city has to sign off before PG&E will turn the gas back on. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen until after Christmas. Guys, back to you.